Sometimes you got to just have the tough, silent kind. What's happening, sports fans? On that tough, quiet note, we will welcome you back to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider. We have the O'Farrell Falcons. Falcons, yes? Yeah. Okay. I see birds, and sometimes it's eagles and falcons and whatever. I get them sometimes confused. I apologize to Granite Hills for the couple of times I've made that mistake. O'Farrell is here. O'Farrell is rocking one of the cleaner looks. The black uniforms are not something that every school endorses, but it seems that you guys like them and are rocking them. Guys, what's up? Let's go left to right, introduce ourselves, name, grade, position. Most people are just used to seeing a face mask, so let's put some faces to the names. For coaches, I say always, if you know what grade you'd be in at this point, you can give us that. If not, just how many years you've been at your school.
So I'm Coach Money. I've been coaching at O'Farrell. I'm the defensive back coach, and I've been coaching at O'Farrell for 3 years.
I'm Isaiah Hinnercart. I'm going to the 12th grade. I'm playing D-tackle.
I'm Saina Tafilele. I'm going into 10th grade, and I play linebacker and running back.
Congratulations on hitting puberty.
My name is Carlos Alvarado. I'm going into my sophomore year, and I play corner and running back.
My name is Jolo Molina. I'm a senior, and I'm a wide receiver and safety.
My name is Cho Kright. I'm going into sophomore year, and my positions are defensive back and quarterback.
My name is Jake Passett. I'm the head coach, and this is my first year at O'Farrell.
First year as a head coach, too, in San Diego? Or
Correct.
Yes. Where were you last year?
Westview.
Okay. I had to. Chris Ford tweeted out about that, so I have to answer that on his behalf. All right, so we've got sophomores through seniors, so a little bit of everything. I always like to then ask this question. We can get an offensive or defensive answer or just somewhere in between. If game one was tomorrow, how ready is O'Farrell for football, 0 to 100%?
I feel like we're like at 70% ready if we had a game tomorrow.
There you go.
I feel like we'd be like 70% ready for if we had a game tomorrow. Our defense is solid as our team, and yeah, that's about it.
Anybody for the offensive side? Do we want to hear from our quarterback as to how ready the team is for this year? You got your own microphone over there, by the way.
If I had to put out a percent, I would say like 60, because I have a feeling that our defense is like much stronger and like more ready for like game day. Like we just need to get our plays down, and I feel like we'll be good.
And that's not an unusual thing to hear from a football team, is the defense merges and meshes a little bit quicker than the offense has, because you got to learn more timing, more routes, more plays. So for you as an offense, what has this summer been? Everyone goes off and does the passing league and talks good about their highlight reel little clips that they put on Instagram or Twitter. But what have you guys been focusing on as an offense with a new head coach, younger quarterback? What have you guys been really like, hey, this is what we need to master first?
I feel like building team chemistry and get to knowing each other, because like some people are new and people are like new to this sport, so I have a feeling that we need to like welcome them like to this sport and make them feel good.
Coach, for you, your first season, you came on board when? Have you had a full off season? Like, you've had a good full off season, or are you a recent hire by O'Farrell?
So I'd say I had about a half of an off season. They hired me middle of April, and I was able to get starting to work towards the end of April. They were rolling into finals at the time, so it was a little bit rough to try and get scheduled spring. So we ended up getting into spring football a little bit late, because I wanted to make sure that they got all their academics taken care of. So we're a little behind. We didn't, it's not like we've been working since February, but we're doing fine. We're catching up on everything.
So not 100% ideal, but you feel like the mesh has started to happen.
Yeah,
we're closing in on. Let's get a little bit of football. Let's get some pads on. Pads came on today. Tomorrow. When does actual football start?
Helmets on today. Pads on tomorrow.
The slow progression of it's so today was just a tease. Like today, you're like, all right, this this isn't football. Like, this is football, but this isn't football. Everybody here, excited level? Like, is there anybody here that's like the most excited? Is there one of the like, or one of you like the crazy kid that's out there like,
Gotta give that
give
to
me that
Santa right
contact?
there.
Oh, that's me. Definitely, that's me.
So who do you want to hit the most? Like, is there one kid where you're like, I cannot wait to get after this kid, or do you just you? So you two,
Let them know.
are you two brothers? Do you hate each other, love each other? What's the opposite sides of O-line, D-line? Why are you pointing at him that you're coming after him?
It's just because he's big.
It's, okay, you're one of the few kids that like, I want a kid larger than me. Let's get him and let's hit him. Where does that come from?
I don't know, just from my background. I came from playing rugby, so it's like I'm used to contact. And like going against bigger dudes it's fun.
I've talked to a lot of rugby players too who end up, and apologies in the background. Our intern is having herself a day right now with this squeaky toy. I'll let her chew on my foot instead. I've talked to a lot of rugby kids who end up saying like, low key football, rugby makes you actually a better tackler because you have to you can't be reckless and worry about your head. So when you transition though into football, do you still go for that like perfect form hit, lead with it a little, or do you let yourself kind of go like, I got a little wiggle room, I got a nice helmet this time, like, I don't care if he's 80 pounds heavier than me, I'll just toss around with this guy a little bit, like that kind of crazy?
Yeah, for the most part. But it's like, even though he's bigger than me, I'm still going for the knees or ankles.
Fair enough. The nice safe tackle.
Well, for the most part, the progression and how in like player safety today, we're all lean towards rugby style tackling anyway today. So just bringing him, he's basically got a head start on the entire rest of the team on how we do want them tackling.
Well, you talk about the progression today. If we tried to explain, and I fall into this, I feel like, as somebody who graduated high school in 2009, so like the last of the not heads up USA certified and all that type of coaches, like if we had to explain to all these kids that like the Oklahoma drill and just smashing for smashing's sake, and coaches reliving their own glory days of like, oh, that was a great hit. It just doesn't exist anymore. People out there maybe don't understand that training camp is a lot of like, you'll get what, like 9 full contact periods or something like that in before a game. Like you won't be like, hey, let's just beat all these kids into submission just for football's sake anymore. Like it's a much more nuanced and controlled start to the season.
You're absolutely right, but and there's definitely going to be some coaches out there that totally disagree with me. But like when we're doing Oklahomas and stuff like that, or just bashing into each other, like what game situation is that actually preparing for? I've never seen a kid laying on his back with the football.
Do you still do
the
Oklahoma? Do you still do any of those types of drills?
Actually, that's illegal.
Definitely don't do that.
No, but it's also pointless. Like who wants to roll into Friday with all their players beat up?
Yeah.
Not being able to go 100%. I'd rather they be able to give a full effort on Friday than roll into Friday, a little bit tougher, quote unquote tougher, and then actually just be able to go full speed and play as hard as you can.
I don't want to turn this into like the back in my day show, because that's not what this show's about. But I will say that I'm with you that the self-inflicted broken collarbones and cracked ribs and whatnot of like a hype, like, oh, that was a great practice, we were all hitting, and you're like, yeah, 2/3 of our second string defense is in the hospital now. Like, it is not good football necessarily.
Well, I even like my
that's messed up.
in grad school, I did a full literature review on the cumulative effects of contact in high school and collegiate football and how to manage that throughout a season. And it's if you're constantly beating yourself up, all you're asking for is injuries. So there's definitely some level of managing all of those hits so that you can be most recovered, most ready to go on a Friday night.
So you guys are one of the newer football programs here in San Diego. I want to say this is like year 5, year 4 of year 5. You said of you guys. Our intern's on
Caught in the wire.
She's on another level. You can toss the ball outside for her. She'll go get it and bring it back. You guys are on year 5. You're still a little bit of like not going to say like a program without an identity, but you don't have those like classical rivalries of like, oh my God, we've always grown up playing those guys, or O'Farrell's been about this since like the alumni come back and tell us from the 80s and whatever. So looking at the schedule, you got Classical Academy, Escondido Charter, Whittier Christian, Calexico, Hoover, Southwest San Diego, Santa Fe Christian, Tri-City Christian, Army Navy, Maranatha Christian. I don't think I've ever said the word Christian more in a title. So maybe you guys just are rivals with religious people, and you're the secular, you're the Huns coming from outside. But on a serious note, who is maybe somebody earlier in that schedule that you're like, yeah, we've got that game circled. We're either just looking forward to playing them because we've now played them a couple times and we got a little something with them, or we're just looking forward to that's going to be a good test for us. Is there someone early in that schedule that you guys have circled?
Me personally, I always just have the next game circled,
Yeah,
so I'll let them answer.
Yeah. The coaches always answer with the one game at a time.
For right now, me personally, the games I'm really looking for is against Hoover because my parents were alumni, and then also the Whittier Christian because we beat them last year and they were the program's first ever win.
Were you guys at Whittier Christian last year and now you're hosting them? All
Yeah.
right, fair enough. So is Hoover the rival, or who is there one team that is becoming O'Farrell's like rival that you would say? Haven't reached that point yet?
No, not yet.
So you guys are looking forward to solidifying a rival
Yeah.
as a junior or senior class.
Yes.
For the coaches, for the kids, for all of you guys, do you like the opportunity to be doing things like getting first program win, building up, not having maybe classical expectations like, oh my God, we got to play these guys, we got to do whatever, or do you hate that? Do you wish that the program had more of a history? Because there is really nobody else right now that is in your shoes as a senior and junior class. Like all the other schools have been playing football since their dads went there, or since that kind of stuff, like for 200 plus years type thing. So do you guys like this opportunity to write a new legacy for a school that's kind of a blank slate?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I really like to be able to leave a legacy in my name in a school's official records, like how most schools have all these. They've been playing football for so many years, and this is only our school's 5th year. So it'd be really great to go back as an alumni and see your name out there most of the time, because I know people really love seeing their names when they go back to their old schools.
I say this kind of jokingly, kind of seriously. Did you guys get to hang a banner for first win? Like, because why waste time celebrating it? Like, that's a milestone. Like, you guys had to have celebrated with something.
There's like a little picture up in the locker room.
Hey, okay, that's something.
They also got the football up in the front office from that first win. It's
Okay.
signed by. I think it's signed by the team. I'm not sure, but it's got the score written on it and all that stuff, the date, all that fun stuff.
Oh, all right.
So the culture is building, the legacy is building. For you guys as players, what maybe are some of the things that you guys have been putting in that are a little bit extra work, that are like, because I'm assuming it's been harder to recruit kids. You've had to go around campus and convince more kids to try and play. Like, what are some of the things that maybe people don't understand about how hard you as O'Farrell Falcons have had to work just to even get to this point, let alone be looking forward at like, we could be above 500 this season. We could be making some noise in the playoffs this season. Like, what are some of the things that people need to know?
People need to know that we're a charter school. It's, as you said, it's really hard to recruit players, and yeah, that's about it. It's really hard to recruit.
Because O'Farrell's not
players.
that big.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
nah. It's
Also,
really
another
not.
thing is that we're new to the program, so we're still like learning. Like other schools been doing it since, like you said, like the 80s and stuff.
Well, and for your basketball team, you guys the basketball team showed up, won a championship within a couple of years, but basketball, you only need a couple of guys.
Yeah,
Like a football, you only really need 2, and then some schmucks to, fill out the rest of the lineup. But for a football team, like you can have 11 guys, but if you have 11 guys on a football team, like that's not a successful team. So you guys have had to just go beg people. I'm assuming, like how hard have some of you had to work to get guys even involved?
Oh, it took me personally, it took me 2 months to get this one dude to join. And it was,
I picture you just
annoying.
picking people up and going, "You now play football. You come with me." for the coaches, maybe Coach Money for you, because you've been there a couple years. What are some things that people maybe don't understand about how hard O'Farrell has had to work? And it's not necessarily wins and losses yet, but everything is a win because you're still here, because you're growing the program. Because do you guys have varsity and JV yet? Have you had a JV yet?
No, that's the thing. We're literally we just have varsity. We just have, so like last year we had freshmen. Cho was a freshman, and he had to play varsity immediately. So it's a steep learning curve, and it's real tough.
That's probably sounds cool initially to be like, yeah, I'm a freshman on varsity. But did you have a couple moments where you're like, wow, this moves really fast?
Yeah.
Like everyone here is huge and moving way quicker than I thought.
Yeah, it was crazy because like all my teammates were like so huge, and I'm like, I'm so small. I didn't even get to play no JV yet. Like kids my age, I just playing straight adults. Like, full man with beards.
You're like, that man has 2 kids in the stands.
No, seriously.
So for you guys, black main uniforms with blue and yellow, are those the road? Are those the home? Are those the alternate? What is the look this year? Are you guys debuting anything new yet? And you can toss it out the door for the intern.
So these black ones are actually some jerseys that they bought last year.
Okay.
The players bought them themselves. We are not rocking the black ones this year.
You've nixed these are just for studio looks.
So
These were our homecoming jerseys.
just to this is wear some clean O'Farrell gear to the interview. Look.
Okay.
But we haven't done jersey number issues yet. We haven't done game day jerseys issued yet. So that's all still kind of up in the air. So they were told to just come in O'Farrell gear, and that's what some of them chose.
So white primarily, blue primarily. What are we looking at for the color setup this year?
Yeah, we got home jerseys, blue tops, with the option to go with blue bottoms or gold bottoms. I've been told that the gold bottoms are not the favorites.
No,
No.
because blue top, gold bottom sounds kind of cool, but
I like it,
but
yeah.
it
The color of yellow on the pants just don't look right.
gets a little too dirty too quickly. Just doesn't quite fit the vibe.
It just don't fit the vibe.
It's just vibe.
It's just a vibe. The statement that both makes sense and doesn't make sense. You're like, it's just a vibe. Like you're like, I know what you mean, but I have no idea what you mean at the same time. For you guys looking forward, you play your home games at San Diego or do you have a stadium?
We have our own
You gotta
stadium.
please forgive my ignorance on that. I have not been to home games at everybody. How's the turnout? Do we need to call out the O'Farrell student section more, that they need to a gentle call out, a gentle reminder that there are home games being played, or do people come support you guys yet?
Well, everything's still kind of being built up there for the stadium area. Right now, we only got like one sideline's worth of bleachers. We don't have like the away sideline doesn't have anything
Perfect.
built up. So.
That's great. That's all, that might be the biggest home field advantage I've ever heard. You just have to make the opposing fans just stand there.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where we're sitting at right now. So it's it's a small school, but it's also small stands. So it shouldn't be too hard to keep them full as long as we put some wins on the board.
And the student section, like, you guys are treated okay, or we need to encourage better participation on Friday night. People don't even know we have a football team. Or are you one of the ASB kids?
No, but we need way more people to participate. Like we need to get it's never enough. We need more people to show up. More positivity. So we if we win, they're gonna be happy or something.
They're gonna get the other ones built. They're gonna get a dub against Let's see. They're going to get dubs against Classical and Whittier Christian and Calexico, those nice 3 home wins out the gate to set the table so that people will finally show up by the Maranatha Christian game at the end of the season. Guys, we really appreciate you coming in and joining us. I always like to end with asking the seniors in the room, and we kind of already talked about the legacy that you want to leave of wins and everything. But I do always just ask, what do you want to leave behind as a senior class, as a legacy, or an impact on the program?
The legacy that I kind of want to leave and to impact everybody is to never give up and keep going. You can always do as long as you can do whatever you can as long as you work for it.
Yeah, I agree as Isaiah. It's always hard overhyped, man. I'm one of the smallest kid in the field, and I'm already starting, and yeah, it's just heart over height. Don't give up.
And you're out there for blood, no matter what
Yeah.
size you are. You're out. You're low key. Our hashtag this season that we stole it from Sam Pasquale, and you guys are close enough in logo and color and everything that you can steal it from them too. Is hashtag low key out for blood. That's the theme this season from all the defensive players. Because why not? Why not be low key out for blood from any opponent? Is there an official O'Farrell saying, hashtag, slogan? Not everybody has one. It's okay. I just like to ask on the way out. No,
I don't think we do.
no.
Nah,
All right, fair enough. Coach,
We don't really have a slogan, but I like to say, let's be great every day.
let's be great
Every
every day.
time I see, the first thing I say to them, let's be great. Be great today. So be great today will be our slogan.
I like that, Coach. I kind of want to just FaceTime with you every morning and have you just tell me, be great today. Just a quick little be great today. There you go. There you hear it, folks. Be great today. Be great every day, just like the O'Farrell Falcons, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck this season, and we'll see you around this year.
Appreciate